Fellas, we came to college today. Had to show up. Today's a Saturday, so I guess people don't they don't get themselves any better on Saturdays. Is that how it fucking works? So I pulled up to a college to make this video for you guys. I get this question asked all the time, and I understand why some of you guys don't really know what to do. Guys, should you go to college? Do you need to go to college? Is going to college the right move for you? I literally drove here to a college. Rudy, show them the college in front of me. I drove to a college to make a video about whether you should go to college or not. Well, quite honestly, I have no fucking idea whether you should go to college or not, but hopefully this video gives you some clarity. This building looks empty as shit. I don't see any staff out here. Do you see any staff out there, Rudy?
None.
I wonder how much money the professors at this college make. I wonder if in a year they could even buy this car. Probably not, right?
No.
No? Okay. Well, that makes sense. I guess you should learn from them, right? You should learn from people that don't make money how to make money. Just like learning from a fat personal trainer how to lose weight. Anyway, all right, guys, let's get serious. Should you go to college, yes or no? Here are the questions that I want you guys to consider. And if you're watching this video and you do not have a fucking pen and a piece of paper out, because obviously you're indecisive right now as to whether you should go or not. If you do not have a pen and paper for this video, you are selling yourself short, because I hope that this video could give the people that actually listen a ton of answers and a ton of clarity as to whether they should go to college or not. Okay? That's my real hope for the video. I want you guys to get some clarity, and I want you guys to get a better understanding as to if college, a university like the one over here, is actually the right form of education for you. Now, just so you know, my own personal bias before you watch this video, I didn't even graduate high school. So I got my GED, my senior year of high school, I got my GED, and I started working a full-time job straight away. Okay? So my own personal bias is the fact that I have never experienced college. I never went, and I don't know what that experience is like, or I don't know what it would be like. So with that being said, take what I say with a grain of salt. I am only basing this opinion on my own current life experience, amount of money that I've been able to generate, and information that I have acquired myself. Okay? So don't take what I say as fact, take it as strictly an opinion. However, I am going to give you some stats and some real data to support the opinions that I have, okay? So should you go to college, yes or no? I have a couple of questions written out that I want you to ask yourself. Number one, what are your goals financially? And what is your mission? So let me ask you something. Do you absolutely need your degree to do what you want to do? Okay? So prime example, let's say you want to become a doctor. You cannot become an MD without getting certified from a university. There's nothing you can do about that. If you want to be a doctor, you need to do the necessary education to actually become a doctor, right? So there's nothing you can do about that. If you want to become an attorney, you need to be certified from a school that you have the job. It's black and white. You need it. So do you absolutely need your degree? That should be something that you should be able to answer pretty much right away, okay? If you want to be an exercise scientist, you need a degree. Like, there are certain things that you will just simply need a degree for. Now, with that being said, if you are someone that needs to go to college based upon your degree, do you need an elaborate degree from a super expensive school? Most of you guys, the answer is going to be no. So where I see a lot of the problem with college comes into play is college is a big business. You guys don't look at colleges as companies because you're not entrepreneurial, but college is a big business with massively high profit margins, with tons of leads, and they pay their staff effectively nothing, so they make tons and tons of money. And the people at the top of the totem pole in colleges make asinine amounts of money. They make so much money. So, is your degree worth what you're actually going to pay for it? So for example, let's say hypothetically, I want to be a chiropractor, and I'm gonna go to school for a certain number of years so that I can get that degree. Do I need to get that certificate from the most elaborate school, or do I need to get that certificate from a school that's reasonable in cost, where I'm gonna go out in private practice and make the kind of money that I want because you have the skill and the ability to do that? Guys, you do not need an elaborate, fancy degree. If you need to become a chiropractor, you get the fucking degree that you need. You don't need it to say Harvard on it or Yale on it. You don't need that, okay? That's a fucking myth. That was effective in the 80s. It's not effective anymore. So if you need a degree, you need it, but you don't need a super elaborate, fancy, ridiculous degree, okay? Now, another thing that I want you to consider, which this is probably one of the most important things, is does college actually align with your mission? In what you're trying to do, is college something that's congruent and aligned with what you're really trying to do? So for example, let's say you want to start a business one day. You're not 100% sure what kind of business. Do not go to school and get a business degree, because the information that you're going to acquire is going to be dated. It is not going to be current, modern, and necessary information which you should be getting, which is going to help you monetize the skill that you learn, okay? So if you're going to school for business, complete waste of money. If you're going to school for marketing, complete waste of money. And the reason that I say this is because companies are hiring business people and marketers without degrees. Nike is hiring people without degrees. Google is hiring people without degrees. Apple is hiring people without degrees. Microsoft is hiring people without degrees. NVIDIA is hiring people without degrees. All these big companies are now starting to hire people that don't have degrees. So do you absolutely need a degree? No, you fucking don't. You don't need it if you're gonna go into marketing, if you're gonna go into business. Now, some of you may create the argument that, oh, but you know what? If I go to college, I'm gonna get connections. The connections that you're going to get are not worth the fee that you are going to pay for the most part, okay? Granted, there are people that build big businesses in their dorm rooms. However, you guys need to understand that we're going based upon majorities. Do you realize that the majority of people acquire the bad habits that they get in life in college? And we hear this all the time. Where do most people in America end up actually becoming alcoholics? Where? In fucking college. That's where they learn the stupid ass habits for the most part, because you're surrounded by people that pressure you to drink to get into fraternities and sororities and blah, 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 blah. Listen, I have a good time, don't get me wrong. But I didn't need college or a group of individuals to tell me that if you want to be accepted, you need to fucking do some stupid ass shit to be accepted into our fucking clan, okay? I didn't need that. I didn't want that. That wasn't exactly my thing. That's just me. So where do people get most of their bad habits? In fucking college. The amount of people that I see make stupid ass decisions trying to please other people, and they got those ideas and they started with those fucking stupid decisions in college is overwhelming. Now granted, you are a product of your environment, so the dumb decisions that you make are 100% entirely up to you. However, I've seen a lot of good people make a lot of bad decisions just based on the people that they were surrounded with. And we talk about this all the time. Your circle is vital. Your circle is important. And if you're surrounded by shitty people will make you make shitty decisions. That is a fact. So that's another thing that you have to consider. What is the quality of person that you're going to be surrounded with in college? Are you going to be surrounded with people that are constantly talking about their goals, what they want to do in life, where they're trying to get to? Or are these people in college because society pressured their parents into making sure that they needed to commit to a school so that they felt good about themselves and how they did as a fucking parent because they sent their kid to college? You ever think about that? You ever think of it that way? That's maybe why a lot of people are in school? Guys, the amount of kids that I could have went to college with for marketing or for business that are now in school acquiring degrees that are going to sit on a wall, that are going to make 50 grand a year coming out of college, when I make 150 grand a month inside my own business a month, is sickening. And guess what? Out of all the businesses that I work with, because I'm a marketing agency owner with no degree, is kind of asinine. Guys, none of the business owners that I work with ask me for my degree. None of them. So it all ties together in the sense of, if you're trying to go to school for marketing, business, liberal arts, the arts, these are things that you don't need degrees for. You don't need a degree for them. The information is fucking dated. And if you get dated information, you're going to get dated results. I can promise you're not going to get the results that you're looking for if you want to achieve big things and large goals financially, okay? If your goal is to get rich, don't go to college. That's gonna be the moral of the story and the premise of this video. If your goal is to get rich, and if you wanna get rich at a young age, do not fucking go to college. But you might say, oh, but I wanna become a doctor. If you're becoming a doctor because you wanna be rich, then don't become a fucking doctor because you're gonna hurt your patients. You're gonna overprescribe. You don't become a doctor to become rich. You become a doctor to be able to feed your family and to live a good life. If you're getting into the medical field to become rich, that's your own problem. Now, getting into marketing to become rich is a different thing. Getting into finance to become rich is a different thing. Getting into sales to become rich is a different thing. And guess what? You can do all those things in 2024 without a degree. We're in a generation where people are starting to wake the fuck up. You don't need a 4-year degree, an 8-year degree anymore if your goal is to become financially free. Our parents, okay, when they were growing up in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, the most successful people in society had degrees. So what do you think they're gonna be telling us? They're gonna be spewing to us the same information that they got because they don't understand that times are changing. When they got mortgages, they got them with really low interest rates. We don't have that luxury anymore. When they got car loans, they got them with really low interest rates. We don't have those luxuries anymore. When they went to college, it was affordable. We don't have these luxuries anymore. And the system that made people successful 30 and 40 years ago is not what's going to make you successful today. I did not get a fucking Aston Martin or a beautiful apartment or any of the things that I've achieved or build a multi-million-dollar business because of college. It just didn't happen, okay? It just didn't happen. You wanna learn something about marketing today that you don't need a degree for? You can't make money if no one fucking knows about you, okay? I cannot name, other than Barron Trump, any college students right now that are notable other than the ones that I grew up with. So other than the kids that grew up in my immediate town, if you said, name 10 students from this school, unless they're big on a football team or on a baseball team, no one knows who the fuck they are. So if they wanted to sell something, if no one knows who they are, then how are they gonna make any money? This video that you're watching right now, this one singular video, this YouTube channel, or this Facebook page, or this Instagram account, wherever you're watching this video, is worth more than most people's degrees. And I know that sounds crazy, but this video is digital real estate. This is a video where you just came to learn information, you found me, maybe you knew about me, maybe you didn't. You're now taking advice, or maybe if you're not taking my advice, you're at least learning something from me, or you're getting my opinion. And guess what? I'm creating influence. Influence then gets monetized. And guess what? That's how you make money. You get people to figure out what the fuck you do. And then you create a product or a service and you sell it. So if your goal is to get rich, no, do not fucking go to college. You start a business. If you want to go into marketing, no, you do not get a fucking degree. Now, there's another group of you guys that may be saying, but Luke, you don't understand. My parents are going to pay for me. I want to get a business degree. My dad is willing to pay for me. I have a rich dad, I have a rich mom, and they're willing to cover the $40,000 a year for me to go to college. Shouldn't I go since it's free? No. How the fuck are you going to get those 4 years back? If you're not going for a degree that's absolutely necessary, you don't fucking go. If directionally you don't know what you want out of your life, you don't fucking go. And the reason you don't go is because the other people that are there are you're surrounding yourself with people that directionally don't know what the fuck they're doing. They still don't know what they're doing. So you're going because you're lost. They're going because they're lost. And now you're in a cesspool of motherfuckers that are lost. Is that where you really want to be? Probably not. For me, when I wanted to get rich, I had to be very fucking intentional. I said, this is how I'm going to do it. This is the business I'm going to launch. This is how much it's going to cost up front. This is how long it's going to take to get to the revenue point that I want to be at. This is how many sales calls I need to take. This is what I need to get better at. And I had inputs and I had a direction. So many of you guys don't even know where the fuck you're trying to go. And you go to college because everyone else goes. Well, where does everyone else end up? Where does everyone else end up? So many people right now coming out of college can't get fucking hired for more than 50 to 70 grand a year. Are you guys looking around? Do you guys smell the coffee? Ever. Ever. There are certain degrees that have absolutely no fucking value anymore. No value. You guys need to understand that. A lot of the degrees these days have no value. There's actually certain degrees that have a negative return on investment, and the colleges release the fucking studies. Any degrees in the arts have a lifetime negative return on investment. Basically, the colleges are saying, if you come to our school and you give us your money to get this degree, historically, you're going to lose money. But because your fucking mom, who's a stay-at-home with a rich husband, said, oh, yeah, pursue your passion, you're going. Why are you going? Why? Some people would be better off doing absolutely fucking nothing other than thinking, networking, growing with a better circle of friends, which, by the way, you can build. We have the internet now, than wasting your time. So even if your parents are willing to pay for your degree, you're not going to get those 4 years back. You're not going to get them back. And I promise you guys, as someone that's popped bottles in the nicest clubs in New York and in the nicest clubs in Florida and been to expensive dinners and enjoyed all these experiences, these things are great, but I can promise you, when you compare those experiences to hanging out in someone's fucking frat basement and getting obliterated, you have a better time, or at least I have a better time, in a better environment. And guys, that's an environment that you need to pay for. That's an environment that you can only get into once you reach a certain level. You need to be successful to get into the rooms that I'm in. That's a fact. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. The places that I go to eat are probably not the places that you watching this video as a beginner are going to eat because you can't afford them. But the people that I meet there, you won't be able to meet, so you can't do business with them, right? So it's a spiral effect, and college works exactly the same way. I'm not in a frat, so I probably can't get into your frat parties. But what am I actually missing by not being able to get in? Tell me. Give me 10 things, 10 net positives in my life that I would get if I were able to get in. Go ahead. I'll fucking wait. Exactly, and I'll keep waiting because there's nothing. There's fucking nothing. I've been to enough colleges. I've seen enough people. Right now, if you're trying to go to school for business or for marketing, you are wasting the number one asset and resource that you have, which is your own fucking time. It's your own fucking time. You are going to make yourself an overall dumber person by getting, listen, this might be a harsh take, but take it with a grain of salt. Most people that I meet become genuinely worse people after college, especially the girls. The girls go through the college experience for the first time in their life. They're moved out. They think they're fucking independent. Are you paying for your school? You think you're so fucking independent? Do you pay for your school? Because when the rent payment comes for me, I pay it. Comes right out of my bank account. When my car payment comes, I pay it. Comes out of my bank account. When it's time to pay for food, I pay it. Vacations, I pay it. Going to the club, I pay it. That's independence. If you could go out and you could build a business, or if you can go work a job and you can pay all your own expenses and live out, you're independent. Don't fucking tell me you're independent when summer comes and you need to run back home to live with mom and dad because you can't even afford a fucking apartment. You can't afford to live by yourself. So no, you're not independent. I see too many people, oh, college gives you a sense of independence. Really? Really? Well, when that bill comes on the 1st, do you have income? Most of you guys are broke. 99.9% of you are fucking broke. And the associated returns on your degrees suck. The associated return on investment for an engineer sucks. The associated return on investment for a business degree sucks. Marketing degree sucks. Arts degrees suck. Any science degrees suck. Liberal arts degrees suck. A lot of these degrees fucking suck, and it's dated information from schools that are making massive profits on you. Guys, the moral of the story is this. If you don't know what you want to do with your life yet, do not fucking go to college. You are going to waste your time, and you are going to waste a lot of money that you ain't going to get back. Okay? And again, even if you're not going to be the one paying, because I know a lot of you guys watching this video are going to be privileged, you're not going to get that time back. And if you're broke and your goal is to make money and get out of the position that you're currently in, well, then you better not fucking go. If anyone's not going to go, it better not be you. You're better off getting a full-time job. I'd rather see you become a server in a restaurant, get into a nice high-end restaurant, and start making 6 figures a year in tips. Start building your network. Start leveraging your connections. You want to know 3 other things that you could do instead of fucking going to college for business and marketing that'll give you more experience in business and marketing? Go work a job inside of a business that you want to build. For example, you want to start a marketing agency, go work for an agency. You want to start a restaurant? Go work for a restaurant. You want to start a country club? Go work for a country club. And go start making 80 to 100 grand a year in that, whilst everyone else is spending that kind of money. And if you have nice parents, you tell mom and dad, listen, is it okay for between now and the age of 21, 22, whatever that number is, that I live home so I can keep my expenses low so I can pocket a lot of my money? Okay? That's what the fuck you should be doing. You know the number one place where you could learn all the information in the fucking world in 2024 that was not accessible to our parents? YouTube. When people ask me where I went to college, you know what I tell them? YouTube University. Where did I learn how to build a marketing agency? YouTube University. Where did I learn how to invest? YouTube University. Where did I learn how to build a personal brand? YouTube University. Where did I learn about inflation? YouTube University. Where did I learn about interest rates? YouTube University. Where did I learn about anything for that matter? How to build connections and network? YouTube motherfucking University. That's where I got all of my knowledge and information. That's where I met all my mentors. That's where I built my businesses. YouTube is such a wealth of knowledge, and it's all free. It's all free. You pay zero and the returns that you get can be millions. For me, they already have been. Guys, if your goal is to be financially free, don't go to college. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying you can't still become financially free after college, but how many more billionaires need to drop out of college to build a multi-billion-dollar business for you to know that you don't need to fucking go to college? And I would argue that most of you guys watching this video, you ain't no Elon Musk, you're not a fucking Bill Gates, you're not gonna be someone that builds a multi-billion-dollar business. Your goal is probably to make a couple $1 million a year. Is that reasonable? That's most of your goals. You want to enjoy the finer things in life, but you don't want to be the CEO of Apple or Nike. Neither do I. Neither do I. And you don't need to be. You can build a successful small business like the marketing agency that I run that nets me millions of dollars run rate per year. Guys, that's all you have to do. And guess what? It took me a couple years to get here, but now that I'm here, I have all my skills, I have all my knowledge, and no one can take that away from me. And the skills and knowledge that I have will pay me out for days to come, weeks to come, months to come, years to come. Do the math. Let's say you want to get a liberal arts degree, and that degree costs you $40,000 a year. Let's say the average liberal arts major, X amount of years after college, makes $55,000 a year. How long is it going to take for you to return the entire investment plus start running at a profit? And does that align with your dream life? Guys, what is your dream life and how much does it cost? Have you ever ran the numbers? What is your dream life? How much does it cost? And how soon do I want to get there? Okay, fine. Let's say your dream life costs you $30,000 a month. Costs you $30,000 a month. How much money do you need to make per month to be able to comfortably spend $30,000 a month? Well, you probably need to make like $100,000 a month so you have a big ass buffer because you could still save and invest hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So if you want to spend 30 grand a month, which is about what I spend, how much do you need to earn? If you want to spend 30 grand a month, how much do you need to earn? How are you going to earn that level of money? If your degree coming out of school as an intern is going to start making you $55K a year, what's your room to grow? How long is it going to take you to move up to 65 a year? And then when do you get to go to 80K a year? Then how long does it take you to get to 100K a year? Next thing you know, you're 32, you're making 100 grand a year, which is still fucking peanuts nowadays. Peanuts, 100 grand a year. So where do we wake up? Where do we wake the fuck up? When do you say, hold on. There has to be a better way to make money. I am working too hard, or I don't know what I want to do, but I know that the current system that I'm getting set up for is fucking horse shit. You guys know that most of these colleges wouldn't even let you in unless you did a certain thing, right? The C word? Need I say no more? So, does that college even align with your own internal beliefs? Listen, for me, I wasn't getting poked. I wasn't gonna become a fucking sheep. I'd rather you fucking brand me and stick a number in my fucking ear like it was the goddamn Holocaust. You're not gonna fucking make me do something that I don't want to do for my own physical health. I don't want to do it. So why do I need to do that to get an education? So basically what you're saying is I want to pay you money. I want to pay you money tens of thousands of dollars a year that I don't have. I want to pay you money, and you're forcing me to do this, even though I don't want to do that, just so I can get an education to give you money on an investment that's not going to return itself at a large degree. These were the conversations that I started having with my brother before we started our business. Because you need to wake the fuck up. And I don't know how many more times I can say it. Guys, I was rich at 18 years old. Rich. Statistically rich at 18 years old. I was making over $20,000 a month as an 18-year-old. Oh my God, that's so much money. That's unheard of. Why is that so much money? Why? Compared to the averages? Well, what's the average for people that decided to live life the way that I lived? Cut out all the alcohol, cut out all the shitty people, cut out all the fucking weed. Don't vape fucking nicotine and garbage. Go to the gym 6 days a week. Work on a business 60 hours a week. What are the averages for the earned income of people that live the way that I live? Shit, I might be behind. Who knows? Who knows? I have a standard, okay? And college did not align with my fucking standards. It didn't align with the standards of any of my mentors that have generated millions of dollars, okay? If your goal is to become rich, even if you don't know what to do, if you don't know what business you want to start, where you want to work, I promise you, these are things that you can figure out. And if you're thinking to yourself, yeah, but I'm not coming from a rich family, like I'm not going to be able to get into business. Guys, it's 2024. Do you realize the amount of opportunity that's in the online business space? The amount of money that you can generate for nothing, for literally free, is insane. It costs less than $5,000 for you to start a business these days. Guys, you realize that wasn't possible? Our parents, our grandparents, when they used to think about business, yeah, they probably needed to be birthed into a rich family, because where were they gonna get $500,000, $1 million to start a physical business? They weren't gonna get it. But we live in a world now where the online business space exists. There's no more excuses. There's even better margins in the online business space. You can make more money than physical, and you can start for free. So the gap between you and who you want to become is probably not in college if you want to get rich, okay? Now, a couple more things that I want you guys to consider. Do you want the college experience? I think we pretty much covered that. Do you really want the college experience? Do you really want to be able to say and tell your kids, I went to college? Do you want your kids to go to college? I don't know. To each his own. For me, I'm not going to force my kids to go to school. I'm actually going to probably encourage my kids to take over my businesses, okay? What are your alternatives? So if it's not college, then what are you going to do? Well, if you're going to sit at home and do nothing for 4 years, then you should probably go to school. But if you're going to go get a high-paying job, if you're going to go bust your ass for 4 years just trying to learn and figure things out, I promise you, you're going to end up A-okay. A-okay. And guys, just so you know, I'm trying to be the good omen and the good angel on your shoulder, because I didn't have anyone giving me this information when I dropped out of high school. All I had people telling me was how much of a fuck up I was. I ruined my life. How am I ever going to be successful? I needed a degree. Why did I not get a degree? Why didn't I finish school? A degree is a good backup plan. You can always fall back on that. You always need a plan B, blah, 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 blah. Garbage, 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 garbage. You don't need that. You don't need that, okay? When I saw people fucking dumber than me making more money than I was, I started to get pissed off. I started to get very fucking pissed off. I started to say to myself, wait a second, that guy's not even fucking smart. I'm smarter than he is. Why does he have $2 million in the bank and I'm broke? Well, he just knew shit that I didn't. And guess what? Now I have that information, and now I want to bestow that upon you guys, okay? So if you don't know what you're trying to do, you don't go to college. If your degree, and if where you're trying to go in life really aligns with the fact that you need a degree, then go. But I want you to think of one more thing. Just one more, and this is just some food for thought. Are you living your dreams, or are you living your parents'? Think about it. Are you living your dreams, or are you living your parents'? Is the reason that you want to go to college because other people want you to go to college? Is it because you have a fear of societal pushback? Is it because other people have convinced you of what you want in your life? Oh, doctors get paid really well, Jimmy. Doctors do well. You want to be a doctor. I'm telling you, doctors do well. Why are you doing what you're doing? Do you even fucking know? Do you even really know why you're doing the things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, or are you just going through the motions because you heard someone say that it's probably the right thing to do? So guys, I hope that helped. Calculate the return on investment. Understand you're probably not going to be surrounded by the highest quality of person. Understand that going to college is going to be a big investment in time and in money for the majority of you. And if your goal is to get rich, then no, you don't go to college. So at this point, you may be asking, well, then what's the alternative? Like, if it's not college, then what am I going to do? I can tell you what I did. Now, this might not be the right thing for you, but it might be. So guys, if you're wondering, Luke, what do you do? What's the alternative? How did you get to where you're at? I totally understand, because I used to get the same kind of advice sometimes, and then I'd be like, well then, how do I just start making money? What do I do? What's the start? What's the right way to go? I made a video showcasing my entire story and my brother's entire story of how we started and how we generated our first $1 million online. From soup to nuts, from quitting work to starting our first business to shutting it down to starting our second business. I made a video with the entire story. Feel free to watch that video. It'll give you some background and some insight as to how I personally started, me and my brother, our first business, and how we've already generated over $1 million online. So I hope that helps give you guys some clarity. Now go work.